Someone wiser once said that the future is an undiscovered country. We think the past is a little bit like that too. There's still a great deal that we don't know about the past, and there are some discoveries that take us further away from understanding our ancestors rather than getting us closer to knowing them. You'll see plenty of them in this video. The existence of the Cochno stone is well known in Scotland, but it's spent a lot of the past century hidden from view. The 42-foot-long rock slab was first discovered in 1887 and became a tourist attraction, but it was reburied in 1965 to prevent the priceless artifact from becoming damaged by exposure to the elements and by people walking on its surface. As scanning technology has progressed a lot since then, it was due to be unearthed again last year for a high-resolution scan that may tell us more about the purpose and origin of this strange Neolithic work of art. There are more than 90 markings on the stone, mostly made up of cups and rings, although there's also a ringed cross and what appears to be a pair of feet with 4 toes on each foot. Similar designs have been found all over Europe, dating back 3,000 years, but nobody has ever been able to determine their meaning or significance. As the Cochno stone is one of the most complete and detailed artifacts, it may offer us the best possible chance of discovering the truth. In the 8th century, Quirigua was a prominent Mayan city in ancient Mesoamerica, located in southeastern Guatemala at the crossroads of important trade routes. Today, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and home to countless surviving stone remnants of the formerly great city, including the Great Plaza and 17 sandstone stelae and zoomorphic monuments. These monoliths are engraved with intricate details and served the Mayans as calendars, storytellers, and royal icons, among other things. The Mayan rulers commissioned these standing stones to commemorate their achievements and record important astronomical and seasonal events. One of the stela, which stands over 30 feet tall, features hieroglyphic texts describing significant social and celestial milestones and passages from Mayan mythology. Another, Stela C, erected in 775, marks the end of the Third World and the beginning of the Fourth World, according to the Mayan long count system. Some modern doomsayers predicted the end of the world in 2012 using this system, but the Quirigua stela still stand today, attesting to the ingenuity of ancient Mayan culture. They've remained standing for so long that they've survived beyond the time their creators thought the world would come to an end. There's already one world-famous archaeological feature on Peru's Nazca Plateau, and that's the famous Nazca Lines. Far fewer people are aware of the Band of Holes, which is a shame because they're no less fascinating. The first time they came to the world's attention was in 1931, when they were captured in a photo taken from a plane high above the Pisco Valley. Clearly, an arrangement of 500 holes in a formation like this didn't happen by accident. So, what could they have been used for? They were briefly thought to be a mass grave, but that theory had to be thrown out when no evidence of human remains could be found at the site. Today, we have a new theory that comes from research carried out by the University of California in the United States of America. Experts there believe that the holes might have been used as a crude way of determining units used in taxation or trade by the Inca. Inca people didn't use coins or other forms of currency as we would understand them, so they needed a way to determine a single unit of any item being traded or taxed. If the theory is correct, that unit was equivalent to one holeful of whatever commodity was being sold. When Viking raiders took a small reliquary box from an Irish church, they did something quite unexpected upon returning to Norway. They kept it intact instead of disassembling it to create jewelry, which is what they would have done with almost any other piece of valuable plunder. This box, about the size of 4 decks of cards stacked, contained the holy remains of a saint. The preservation of the box in its original form has provided invaluable insights into the cultural and religious practices of the Vikings. Discovered in Overhalla, north of Trondheim by a farmer in 1906, the reliquary's gravesite excavation revealed it had been buried with a woman, suggesting its significance as one of the rarest Christian artifacts to have crossed the North Sea. This story highlights not just the physical risks of Viking voyages across the perilous seas, but also the spiritual dimensions of their journeys. The Vikings recognized the sea's dangers and the need for protective rituals, perhaps underscored by the inclusion of such a sacred item in a burial, indicating a blend of Norse and Christian beliefs during the era. Loughcrew, near Oldcastle in County Meath, Ireland, is a significant archaeological and historical site, famed for its ancient tombs dating back to the 4th millennium BCE. These tombs, part of a larger complex spread across 4 hilltops, are known for their unique megalithic art and have been connected to Irish mythology, particularly the legend of Cailleach, a divine hag. These structures, believed to have been built by a giant hag dropping stones from her apron, form one of Ireland's 4 main passage tomb cemeteries alongside Brú na Bóinne, Carrowkeel, and Carrowmore. The site, a protected national monument, features more than 20 tombs characterized by their cruciform chambers and distinctive petroglyphs. Notably, Cairn T is aligned to catch the equinox sunrise, illuminating the tomb's interior and its artistic engravings, similar to the alignment found at Newgrange. The modern history of Loughcrew reveals a transition from a sacred site to the estate of the Norman-Irish Plunkett family, with connections to St. Oliver Plunkett. Over centuries, the area served as a secret meeting point during the penal laws and have seen various ownerships, including the Napier family after the Cromwellian settlement. Despite facing vandalism, efforts have been made to preserve the tomb's integrity. The Tarxien temples in Malta date back to approximately 3150 BCE, marking them as an essential part of Malta's prehistoric era. These temples, recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1992, stand out for their complex architectural design, consisting of 3 distinct yet interconnected temple structures. These structures showcase elaborate decorations, including intricate stonework, animal reliefs, and spiral designs, evidencing the advanced skill and artistic sensibility of their builders. The temples serve as a testament to the ritualistic activities of the era, with evidence suggesting they were sites for animal sacrifice, and, possibly later, a Bronze Age cremation cemetery. The discovery of the Tarxien temples by local farmers in 1914, followed by systematic excavations led by Themistocles Zamet, has played a pivotal role in highlighting Malta's rich historical and cultural heritage. Zamet's work not only unearthed these ancient temples, but also paved the way for modern archaeological practices on the island. The artifacts found, including the iconic Fat Lady statue, have contributed significantly to our understanding of prehistoric Maltese culture and rituals. Recent protective measures, including the construction of tent-like shelters, underscore ongoing efforts to preserve this invaluable archaeological treasure for future generations. In the heart of the ancient world, nestled between the modern-day borders of Nepal and India, lies the enigmatic city of Kapilavastu. This city isn't just any old ruin. It's believed to be the childhood home of one of history's most revered figures, Gautama Buddha. Imagine a place where a young prince lived, walked, and played before embarking on a journey that would lead him to become the founder of Buddhism. Kapilavastu, with its proposed locations in Tillarakat and Piprawa, offers a tantalizing glimpse into the early life of the Buddha, long before his enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. The city, serving as the capital of the Shakya Republic during the late Iron Age around the 6th and 5th centuries BCE, was more than just a political center. It was the backdrop for a significant chapter in the Buddha's life. Despite its historical significance, Kapilavastu doesn't boast the same level of pilgrimage fervor as Buddha's birthplace at Lumbini, merely a stone's throw away. Yet its story captivates those who seek to understand the origins of Buddhism. Archaeological finds, including relics and stupas dating back to the Buddha's era, affirm Kapilavastu's role in the nascent stages of this world religion. The site of Nabta Playa in Egypt is one of the most inhospitable places on Earth. It's a hot, dry desert that's barely capable of supporting life. That wasn't the case thousands of years ago when its distinctive and mysterious stone circle was built. If you thought Stonehenge in England was special, you might be surprised to find out that it has nothing on either the age or the complexity of the stones at Nabta Playa. When these stones were fixed into place 7,500 years ago, The area contained a lake and grasslands, providing tribes somewhere to feed their cows and settle for a while. It was likely these early settlers who put the stone circle together. It's one of the oldest known archaeoastronomical devices in the world. Its primary purpose is to mark the summer solstice, but it also reflects the arrangement of stars in the sky. Some astrophysicists believe that the arrangement of 3 stones at the foot of the circle is a representation of Orion's belt, with the remainder of the stones around the belt representing Orion as it would have looked thousands of years in the past. The Warka vase, also known as the Uruk vase, is one of the greatest treasures thus far recovered from the site of the ancient city of Uruk in what's now Iraq. This slim, stylish carved alabaster vessel was found in the ruins of a temple complex dedicated to the Sumerian goddess Inanna. Experts have been able to confirm that the vase was created around 5,200 years ago, making it one of the oldest surviving narrative relief sculpture works in the world. Simple relief sculptures have been found that are older than this, but the narrative nature of the design is a huge step forward in both quality and complexity. The bottom register of the artifact is dedicated to life's naturalistic components, such as water, wheat, barley, date palm, and other plants. The next register is full of ewes and rams, with humans making their first appearance on the middle register. Flora and fauna on the Warka vase appear to be ranked in order of their perceived importance, with the goddess Inanna standing atop the front portion surrounded by an elaborate shrine, where she accepts votive offerings from servants. The Makapansgat pebble looks like a crude rendition of a human face etched into a tiny piece of jasperite cobble. It can't have been designed to look like that, though, because it's more than 3 million years old. Rather than being an ancient piece of art, historians think it might be the world's oldest manoport, by which we mean it's an object that was deliberately picked up from its original location and taken elsewhere without being modified in the process. The pebble was found inside a cave in the Makapan Valley of South Africa in 1925, more than 20 miles away from the nearest possible natural source of the material it's made of. The bones of an early hominid species were found in the same cave, suggesting a connection between the hominids and the pebble. It's possible that the hominids recognized the likeness of a face in the pebble and picked it up to take it back to the cave with them because they liked it. If so, it would be the earliest known example of hominids demonstrating symbolic thought. It's a hugely controversial theory, though, and can never be proven. Looking at the enchanting world of Cappadocia, Turkey, one can't help but be mesmerized by the landscape's otherworldly beauty, dominated by the famous fairy chimneys. These remarkable natural towers, shaped over millions of years, are not just a feast for the eyes. They're steeped in history and mystery. Formed from volcanic ash that solidified into soft rock, these formations have been sculpted by the forces of nature into shapes that fire the imagination. The crowning glory of each chimney is a harder capstone that has protected its softer body from the elements, creating a landscape so unique that it seems plucked from a fairy tale. But there's more to Cappadocia than just its visual allure. The region is a tapestry of human endeavor and resilience woven over centuries. Ancient civilizations, including the Hittites around 1800 BCE, recognized the potential of this soft rock and carved out an intricate network of homes, churches, and even entire underground cities, such as the awe-inspiring Derinkuyu. This subterranean marvel could shelter up to 20,000 people, complete with livestock floors, living quarters, and essential amenities, a testament to the ingenuity of its inhabitants. Let's finish with the Sajama lines, a breathtaking network of linear paths etched into the highlands of western Bolivia, not far from the awe-inspiring Nevado Sajama volcano. This intricate web extends over an area of about 8,698 square miles, making it almost 15 times larger than its more famous counterparts, the Nazca lines, situated over 620 miles away. These lines boast a combined length exceeding 9,941 miles, an astonishing feat of ancient craftsmanship. Constructed by removing the darkened topsoil to reveal the lighter earth beneath, These paths vary in length, with some extending over 12 miles, cutting through the rugged landscape in remarkably straight lines. What captivates the imagination most, perhaps, is their purpose, believed to have been used by indigenous peoples for navigating pilgrimages to sacred sites, connecting villages with shrines and burial towers. Even into the early colonial period and up to the present day, these lines have continued to serve as spiritual connectors for the Aymara people, linking ancient practices with colonial-era Catholic churches and continuing to be a part of the living cultural landscape. The Sajama lines stand as a monumental testament to the ingenuity and spiritual depth of Bolivia's ancient inhabitants, enveloped in the mystery of their origins and the silent stories they continue to tell.
Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and enjoy watching new videos on my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you soon!